Hey guys, so today I'm getting ready to take some headshots for something that is really exciting coming up in the future, but I need to look good for it. So I am going to be doing my makeup on camera today. We're going to be doing a little get ready with me, and we're just going to chat about life. It is over 85 degrees in this room. So I'm just going to start putting makeup on. This is for headshots. I want my makeup to look really good in this, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing at all. I have cramps so bad today. I feel ill. I think I'm gonna go in with the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette, which if you guys want to see me use this in a first impression, I will link that up here. Spoiler alert, I love it. But I don't think I'm gonna go in with the green shades today. I'm just gonna use the warmer brown shades. But I do want this makeup look to be really dramatic. I was gonna possibly do bold lips today, but I think for this, I want my eyes to stand out because I'm trying to think of like what this is gonna look like. I asked Zach, I was like, what should I do, bold lips or eyes? And he always is like, eyes. This is the shade Lorelei from the palette. I hate cramps so much. Honestly, being a girl is bullshit. Like, this is honestly just the worst. I swear, I don't know if you other ladies are like this at all. Sorry, any guys that are watching this, but I don't know if any of you other ladies are like this, but my period legitimately waits until I have something important to do to start. So I was at Wild Waves 2 days ago, which is this place in Washington, and it's what it sounds like. It's like a place where you go on like water rides and stuff. I was there like 2 days ago, and my period started that morning, was there through the whole day with cramps, and then stopped right after, and then started again when I have all this work to do today. It's as if it's just waiting for me to be doing things. Like, it was there for when I was in the Face Awards. It was there when I was in New York. It was there when I was in Las Vegas for my birthday, when I was in LA. Like, I'm not kidding. Every single trip I take. Oh, when I was in Mexico for Pure and BoxyCharm. My body, it doesn't matter if it's not on the 28-day mark. It will wait until the moment I need to do something important, and then it starts. I can't complain too much because for many, many years I didn't even have one. But dear God in heaven, I tell you what, there's nothing more irritating than having something important to do and then having cramps. Like, if I didn't get cramps, I really wouldn't care. But I get the worst cramps of life. Like, literally, I have to sit in a bathtub usually and like cry myself to sleep. But it's 90 degrees outside right now, so I can't sit in a bathtub. Otherwise, I would think I would have a heat stroke and die. So yeah, so there's that. And I'm taking the shade Gemini. This palette is just literally so beautiful. I can't even handle it. I think I'm gonna do a wing today. I haven't done one in a while. I'm gonna use this. This is the Stilazzi Borderline Intense Gel Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Tiger's Eye. I think I'm saying that right. Stilazzi. I'm gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics number 11 brush. This little like wing liner guy. I don't know how I feel about this eyeliner. I feel like it's a little dry and it almost feels kind of silicone-y. I'm so happy because I was finally able to donate all of that makeup that I did for the declutter. I had a bunch of friends and family go through it, and I had my friends, after they came over and looked through it, they took it to a really great place. They took it because it's a church that she goes to, and a program that she was talking to people about at her church is my friend Marie from Bits and Clips. It's like women that have been in abusive situations and they're transitioning into their new lives. They need, to get back on their feet. And so that's where the makeup went. It makes me so happy to know that it's gonna go to good use. I don't like the way those wings look at all. I don't really know if I like that liner. It's like kind of chunky almost. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna toss some lashes on, and then we're gonna move on to the complexion. So I've had a lot of questions of people asking me how I stick to keto and any tips that I might have for keto, weight loss, etc. So I will let you guys know that if you are new to my channel or you did not know, I have lost about 40 pounds doing the ketogenic diet. I have been stalled out at that 40 pounds for like the last, I'd say 6 months or so. I haven't gained any weight back, but I have not lost any more. I have not really been trying until recently where I've been able to lose more weight, which is great. So I was going to give you guys some tips on how to stay keto and how to maybe help push along your weight loss. So I always preface this before I ever give any advice regarding the ketogenic lifestyle or anything. I am not a doctor. Please talk to your own doctor before ever changing your lifestyle. I am a YouTuber. I've done this myself. I've talked to my doctor, and she is the person who recommended that I do this lifestyle. We've been monitoring me with my blood work and know that I'm doing something that's just fine for me. Anybody that disagrees with this lifestyle, I totally hear you. I totally understand. I respect your lifestyle. I just hope that you respect mine. Mine is doctor advised for me, and I know a lot of people also do the ketogenic lifestyle, but I always suggest you speak to your doctor first because I don't know your history. I don't know your previous issues that you've had or issues with your health or eating disorders, etc. So I'm merely talking from my personal experience. That's all I can do, and I'm not suggesting anybody do anything. I want to make that clear because it seems that gets twisted a lot online. People are like, wow, you're really recommending a lot. It's like, I'm not recommending anything. All I'm doing is telling you my personal situation that I've gone through, and what you choose to do with it is on you. I always let you know though to speak to your doctor because I don't want to be in charge of anybody's health. So that aside, I'm going to talk to you guys about what helps me to stay keto and what helps me on weight loss. I know I'm not like the pinnacle of health or anything, but I feel like I've done this long enough now. I've been on keto for I've been on it for exactly a year now, and I've been able to maintain the weight loss, keep it off, and keep my mind right. And every time I've gotten my blood work done, my health has been better and better each time. It's not for everybody. Like I had a friend who did it and she absolutely hated it. She did not enjoy keto. She didn't lose any weight really on it, and she felt hungry all the time, whereas with me, I never feel hungry. I feel a million times better. My headaches are like 80 to 90% less. I lose weight. I'm less bloated. It's such a personal thing. Some people do really well with eating plant-based. Some people do really well with eating keto. Some people do well with kind of combining both of them. It's really just such a custom thing for everybody. Like there's not one specific plan for everybody out there, because I do have issues with insulin resistance and PCOS and endocrine problems, and so keto works amazingly for me and has in fact pretty much reversed any negative health effects that I've felt from any of those. So some tips that I find that make it helpful to stay on keto. Eating enough is really important because a lot of people, when they switch to a new lifestyle, you're gonna go through keto flu. And keto flu is honestly, you feel like you have the real flu. It feels awful, you feel nauseous. It's your body switching over from running off of carbohydrates to running off of ketones and burning fat instead of sugars. You're gonna feel crummy because it's your body making a huge transition. That's just a big part of the beginning of it, and a lot of people don't last through that transition because they feel so shitty. My advice to get through keto flu, obviously again, I'm not going to keep referencing to talk to your doctor because I've already made that clear that I suggest this. My advice to get through keto flu is to drink broth. If you feel like shit, you have a headache, you feel nauseous, you don't feel like eating anything, you need the electrolytes. And so that's what I would suggest you do, is to drink bone broth or broth in general. I was actually just doing like bouillon cube broth. Sometimes you don't have to get like just strict bone broth, but I think that's better for you. But you need to replenish your electrolytes because naturally on keto, you're going to eat less salt and you're not eating any sugars. So then your electrolyte kind of gets imbalanced and you feel like shit. It feels like a hangover, like a really crappy hangover. If you pass keto flu and you are just having a hard time staying on the lifestyle, I don't find that to be the case for me because once I'm keto adapted, I find that my body just naturally gears towards those foods and I feel so much better. I don't crave sugar at all unless I eat it. So if I eat carbs, I want to eat more. But I find that when I stay keto, that does not happen to me. So if you do find yourself craving a lot of things that are off the lifestyle, you may want to reevaluate your macros. And so for macros, I used to hear people talk about that, and I'm like, what is even a macro? That's your fats, your carbohydrates, and your proteins. And you want to be eating to a certain number of those. It's going to vary per person. Keto Diet app has helped me out a lot. I'm not sponsored by them. The Keto Diet app is basically an app where you go on there and you enter your goals and your weight and your information, and it will target your macros to what you need to be eating to because it's made for keto. And then you put your food in. It's much better, I believe, than MyFitnessPal. Like, MyFitnessPal sucks for keto because it doesn't tailor all your net carbs and shit like that, but this does. So if you are wanting to eat keto but you don't really know where to start, I feel like the Keto Diet app is so helpful for that. It's not a free app, which is the suckiest part about it, is that I think it's like a monthly fee, but it's not like crazy expensive, but it's annoyingly so. But I really do like that app, and I feel like it's really helpful. I find that I like to steer clear of sugar substitutes because they just cause me stomach discomfort. But if at times I'm feeling like I just need something sugary and I need something that's gonna make me feel like I'm eating carbs, I will sometimes have a diet soda. I know it's not good for me, but it can sometimes just really help me get through that point. Or like a LaCroix or something. Those are absolutely hideous. They're like just like a whiff of nothingness in soda. But I'm not gonna lie, a diet soda sometimes helps me, like a Diet Coke or like a Diet Dr. Pepper or something can get me through that feeling. And if it's every once in a while, if I think about one diet soda in the grand scheme of the much healthier eating that I'm doing, I don't feel too bad about it because I used to eat like shit before going to keto. Like, I would literally eat McDonald's every single day. I'm gonna put foundation on now. This is the ColourPop No Filter foundation. I am still testing this out for the video. You guys will have already seen the ColourPop video by this point, but this day's check-in will be in there. So I also find that intermittent fasting helps me out a ton. So I'm gonna explain it in the best way that I can without giving misinformation, but I highly suggest you do your own research and don't just take my word for it for anything. Intermittent fasting is a really helpful weight loss tool that has a lot of scientific backing behind it to say why it works. When I implemented it into my life, I noticed a massive difference in not only just weight loss, but my mood, my sex drive, TMI, sorry, everything. It just seemed to really improve everything. And it does take a few days to get used to, but oh man, what a difference it made. And you don't have to do it every day. So basically, I'm gonna explain in a nutshell what it is, but again, do your own research and know what you're doing before you ever take on anything. Intermittent fasting in a nutshell is basically eating all of your caloric daily values within a certain window of the day. So some people choose to do a 10-hour eating window and a 14-hour fasting window. Some people do an 8-hour and 16-hour fasting window. So they'll eat in 8 hours and then do 16-hour fast. Some people will do 6-hour window and 18-hour fast. Some people do 4-hour eating and 20 hours fasting. Some people do 2 hours eating and 22 hours fasting. It really just depends on how you feel, what your body likes, and how you feel they're best working for you. Basically, you're eating all the same amount of calories, all the same amount of nutrition, you're just eating it in a shorter window of time. So it's not like you're depriving yourself of any nutrition or anything like that. In fact, you're eating exactly the same, you're just doing it differently. So it's not changing what you eat, it's changing when you eat. I'm gonna explain it in a way that works for me to understand how it works. I may be incorrect in this. Again, do your own research. I don't wanna hear people saying, you're giving out incorrect information. I'm gonna tell you how it kind of makes sense to me and from the research I've done, and then you guys can do your own stuff from there. But from what I understand how intermittent fasting works, so when you eat, your body spikes your blood sugar because eating brings up your blood sugar, and then every time you eat and your blood sugar spikes, your body also excretes insulin. When insulin is present in your body, it brings down your blood sugar, and that's the way that it works. So your blood sugar when you eat, insulin when you eat, brings down your blood sugar until you eat again. And when you are in that state where insulin is present in your body, from what I understand, you're not able to burn fat from the studies that they have done. When insulin is present, i.e. when you eat, you're not burning fat, you're burning the fuel that you just ate. So you're burning the carbohydrates, you're burning the food that you just intook. Is that even a word? We'll find out when I upload this. From the studies that they have done, when insulin is present in your body, you're unable to burn fat. The more often you eat, the more you're spiking your blood sugar, the more you're spiking your insulin, the less fat you're burning. So the less often you eat, the more your body's in that fasted state. And when you are fasted, or when your body isn't burning off carbohydrates in the food that you ate, your body is burning fat because it's using your fat for energy. So the theory is the less often you eat, the more often your body is able to burn fat. So if you eat 4 hours out of the day, your body is in a fat burning state for 20 hours. If you're eating every 2 hours, your body's never in a fat burning state because it's consistently always breaking down your food. So from what they told us when we were younger, eat often so that you never feel hungry. If you are always eating, you're never burning fat. And from scientific research that they have done is that if you eat in a smaller window, you're fasting for a larger window and you're able to burn fat in that time frame. And I find that to be so true. Initially, you might think what I thought, and that was I could never do that because I need to eat every few hours or I'm gonna get really hungry. And I thought the same thing because I used to feel really ill if I wouldn't eat every couple of hours. I was like, my blood sugar's dropping and I didn't like the way that I was feeling. And I was like, I could never do that because I have to eat all the time. And it was so weird because when I switched to keto, first of all, keto takes that away as well because you're running off of fat instead of carbs. So your body, fat satiates you way longer. Like you're gonna feel fuller way longer with fat than you are with sugars. It's just the way it is. Fat keeps you fuller longer. It takes longer to digest. It just is honestly a much better and longer lasting source of energy, I find. To each his own, to each his own. Find that when I eat keto, I don't get nearly as hungry and I never get that low blood sugar feeling like I used to get when I would eat carbs. And also, when I intermittent fast, it takes it to the next level. So you would think like, oh my gosh, you're fasting for, because some days I will fast for 22 hours and only eat for 2 hours out of the day. And that sounds like crazy to me, especially. I was like, bitch, that's never gonna be me. The first day is a little rough and I found myself drinking a lot of extra water to be able to get that fasting window in because I did feel hungry. But the more you do it, the less crappy you feel and the more energy you start to have, at least for me. And I found that I just felt better and better and better every single day. So I would only eat, I was eating a huge meal once a day and I was getting in all of my calories and all of my nutrition that I needed and meeting my macros with that one giant meal, feeling so satisfied because I had a huge meal that could keep me all day long. And so generally I would start eating like around 1 or 2 in the evening. So I would do like some days 2-hour eating window and a 22-hour fasting window. Some days I do 6 if I feel hungry that day. I just try to fit in what I can and I'm not too strict with it. And I don't do it every single day, but I do it a lot of the days. And I find that when I do that, I lose much more weight. I feel like this is gonna be TMI for some of you, but my sex drive is much higher. For the longest time, I didn't have one. I mean, I just really didn't feel like that much at all. And my poor husband. Intermittent fasting has really, really helped with a lot of my health issues, feeling so much better. And I never got those low blood sugar feelings like I was certain that I would. And I've talked to some friends about this and have said, you should really talk to your doctor about starting it because really reduce the frequency in which I felt I needed to eat. Because before I was needing to eat like every 2 hours. I was feeling low blood sugar all the time. I remember mentioning this to my boss when I was working at the vet and I was like, dude, I feel like I have to eat every freaking half hour or I'm like gonna pass out. That literally went away doing intermittent fasting. I don't know what the shit, but I never feel that blood sugar fluctuation. And if you have diabetes, if you have health issues, again, highly suggest you just do not start anything without completely consulting your doctor first, getting some blood work done, figuring out your baseline and what you need to stay healthy, because I don't know your health. I don't know your history, but I know mine. And I know that I was really bad with my blood work and my numbers were not good before starting this. And afterwards, like they are completely normal. And I was doing I mean, some days I was going like 23 hours fasting and only eating for an hour out of that. But I was just making sure to fit all my calories into that one giant meal, adding lots of fats, having lots of healthy vegetables, and getting my caloric content and my nutrition needs met in that meal. And then it satiates me throughout the entire day. It has helped me to be able to lose so much more weight. Like when I was sort of at a standstill with my weight loss, that was really, really helpful to feel like I was finally kicking myself back into gear. And it makes me feel just so much better. And my energy is just through the roof when I do it. I'm much more mood stabilized. And that is something that I've experienced with keto as well. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this in yourselves if you've ever tried it. But cutting out sugar and cutting out carbohydrates has made me a much more tolerable person to be around. Me and Zach, like we are both much happier people when we aren't eating like shit. Like when we aren't having sugar, we find ourselves much more irritable, not depressed, but we definitely have a lot more issues with our mental health and our physical when we eat sugar. And we both notice a huge change in not only just our energy and everything, but our mood towards each other and towards ourselves. We just feel overall so much better when we eat no sugar. And again, it's not for everybody. Some people feel better when they eat carbs. I don't. If you're finding it hard to stick to keto, I would make sure that you are eating within your macros. Make sure you're eating enough fat. Make sure you're eating enough in general. A lot of people don't eat enough because they feel a lot more full on keto foods. So you're not eating enough and then you're just having issues with not feeling like you are satiated enough and etc. So make sure you are eating enough food. Make sure you're getting enough nutrition. And make sure you're not cheating either, because here's the thing about cheating on keto. A lot of people will be like, can I have a cookie though? Like just one cookie? No, because if you think about it this way, if you're eating a high fat diet and you're eating all these calories, but you're not eating any carbs, your body's going to be burning fat because you're living off of fat. But if you eat sugar, now you're back out of ketosis. You've eaten all this additional fat and sugar, so you're going to gain weight. You really can't cheat on keto. You can have like a cheat meal once a month or something, but having like one every day, like you'll gain weight. And I do know somebody who has done keto for a really long time, and she hasn't lost any weight because you can't flip-flop back and forth. You want to just stick strong with it and do your best, and then have a cheat meal like once a month, one meal, instead of like having a cheat week. And I've fallen off a couple of times. I had a cheat meal the other day and I felt icky afterwards. And lately I have been going to the gym, and it's weird because I've been wanting to go to the gym. I've been like feeling good about being at the gym and like getting my body just like stronger, and exercising feels so good and sweating really, really good. I don't know, it's just like such a nice feeling that I can't believe I'm even saying this. So I've been doing like the elliptical for about a half hour, which burns like almost 300 calories, which is crazy. And then I've been doing like weights as well. And then we've been doing like planking, and we've just been doing lots of different things to like engage our muscles because it's not something we've done before. But the more weight I lose and the better I feel, the more I want to work out. So if you start off in the beginning, just know I didn't work out to lose the 40 pounds. That came off with keto alone. Now I feel like I'm pushing my body more and I want to do more. I've gotten to the point now where I'm ready to push my body and do the workouts, and I'm ready to do the things that I didn't want to do in the beginning. Like I didn't want to work out for the longest time. It just wasn't something that I felt like I wanted to do. And now I'm at the point where every day I'm like looking forward to going to the gym, which is so weird for me. I felt like I would never be one of those people, but it's almost like an escape. Like you go there, you watch YouTube videos. Like I've been saving my videos for when I go to the gym because it's fun. If I find that for me to work out, I was listening to music and I felt like I was just there for hours and hours on end. Try watching YouTube videos instead. I find that when I am watching that, the video goes by so much faster because I'm interested in what the person's saying. Like I find that my workout is just flying by. Like I feel like I'm done within maybe 15 minutes total, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel like it's been 15 minutes, but it's been like 40. And so that's really been helpful for me as far as working out goes. Also, switching up your meals. I see a lot of people doing keto and they're eating the same meals all the time. Tailor your own meals. You don't have to use recipes either. Just figure out what you like to eat and then make it keto. So like if I want tacos, make it keto. So either eat a taco salad, eat lettuce wraps instead of tortillas, or eat the Mission low carb tortillas. Or if you want spaghetti, use a spaghetti squash. Make the spaghetti sauce, find the lowest carb spaghetti sauce you can, make it fit within your macros. Use Parmesan cheese or whatever. If you want to have Caesar salad, go for it. Put lots of yummy things on your salad. Don't feel like because you're on keto, you have to eat bacon and eggs. I don't know where that weird mindset came from. But you don't have to eat that way. You can eat such good things. If you go to a restaurant, you can almost order keto from any restaurant. Like Cheesecake Factory, get the Thai lettuce wraps and just make sure that the sauces are within your macros. If you're going to a Mexican restaurant, get carne asada and don't get rice, and eat lots of salsa and things like that, all keto. If you're going to a regular restaurant, you can get a burger with no bun, or you can get a huge Caesar salad, no croutons, and you can add extra things. Remember, you can always add things. So there's lots of different things you can get from restaurants. Don't feel like because you're on keto, you're on this restrictive lifestyle, that you can't find anything anywhere else. Like, that's absolutely not the case. You can find things everywhere that you go. And so just don't be so strict with it. Like, I find so many people being like, oh my God, I ate 22 grams of carbs and I'm only allowed 20. You're gonna be fine. Just stick within your macros and your guidelines and what you feel is right, and the weight will come off. Just make better choices. Like, I find that so many people are so hard on themselves. Not that I'm saying to be like super lenient with yourself, because you obviously need to stick to a plan, and you need to have some, not self-control, but you need to be on yourself. Like, don't let yourself be like, oh, well, it's just this, it's just that. Like, really try hard, but don't beat yourself up about it. Like, that's what I used to do, and I used to obsess about my food. I used to be so obsessive about everything that went into my mouth. If it was not the perfect epitome of health, it would not go into my mouth. I was so obsessed with being plant-based. I was so obsessed with only having the perfect ingredients. And in the pursuit for health, I made myself sicker, because I was so obsessive about everything that I would put in my mouth that I wouldn't eat a lot of things. And then I was causing like issues with nutrition and not getting enough food and having an unhealthy mindset. So don't stress so much about things. If you fuck up, fix it the next day, or do good for the rest of the day. Just because you eat one meal off of your plan, or one meal that was maybe too high carb, or fix it the next day, or fix it the next meal, but don't go off the deep end because you feel like, oh, I fucked it up, so I might as well fuck up everything else too. If you keep doing what you're doing, you know what you're gonna look like and be like and feel like in a year. But if you do something different, that same year is going to pass, but you're going to feel a million times better. Like, that's what a really helpful thing my mom used to say is, like, if you're craving pizza, you know what pizza tastes like and you know what you're gonna feel like after you eat it. You have to just force yourself to get past that point of caring about that food more than you care about your ultimate goal. You know what that food's gonna do to you. You know the results you're going to get when you indulge. So for me, I know what pizza tastes like. I'm not gonna eat it. I know what eating like shit's gonna be like, and I also know what doing nothing is going to get me, and that's exactly where it got me before. If I eat nothing but sugar and carbs and all this unhealthy stuff, I'm gonna feel sicker, I'm gonna be sicker, I'm gonna be fatter, I'm gonna be unhealthy, I'm gonna feel worse, I'm gonna have health problems. I know what got me to that point, so I know exactly what I need to do to get to the other point, and each day is gonna pass by. It's just what you do with that day that's important. So make the best choices that you can, don't beat yourself up about it, and just do the best that you can. This is the makeup finish. I'm gonna do my hair and stuff off camera because I have to go like use a curling iron and stuff. I'm gonna be so sweaty by the time I get done. I needed to get one good picture out of this and then I am done. So that's it for this video. I hope that I was any helpful for you guys with these tips about keto. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll try to make a follow-up video that's separate on this, show you guys more keto meals. I do have a video all about some meal ideas that you guys can try. I will link it up here. Also, if you guys want, I can try to find some other recipes or things and mention them down below. A lot of people don't know what to eat on keto, but again, just use your best judgment. Look up the carb counts and things. Everything is online. You're able to find it, and tailor a meal to yourself, because a lot of times, like for me, I'll make like a huge keto lasagna. You can have pretty much all the ingredients that are in lasagna except for the noodles. So use zucchini. Like, you can, switch everything out and find your own foods that will work for you. And I promise you, it's not as hard as it sounds. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I believe in you. All right, guys. Well, I thank you guys so much for watching and for getting ready with me today and talking to me about keto, etc. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye! Hey, guys. Photo that I have to take. I'm doing. Oh, okay, yes. What? Can you remind me what time it was again? 9:30, sounds good. I will be there. So sorry, I don't remember what I was saying because I got a phone call. I am ready to push my body and do the workout. I think you guys are, I thank you, you are,